So the first thing we're going to style here is the body of our web page. So we have body tag here. Then we'll set the background color of our body to light gray beige color for the entire web page. So we'll give it a font family. In order to center our calculator, we need to first of all make the body a flex container. To horizontally center our calculator on the page, we'll give it a justify contents, center, align items, center, to vertically center the calculator on the page. So we'll give it a height of 100% viewport height. Now this makes the body height span the entire viewport height. And we'll give it a margin of 0 to remove any default margin on the body in order to prevent unintended spacing. So let's save and check. Oh, sorry. You know why it's not showing? Because we've not linked our CSS. We're supposed to link our CSS in our header section. So let's link our CSS here. Using the link tag, the relationship becomes style sheet, and then the href, which is the name of the file, becomes style.css. Okay, we use styles, so we just add s here, the CSS. Well, let's save, go back and check to see if we link it well. Alright, it links well. Then let's go back to our CSS file. The next thing we need to style is our calculator class. Just copy and paste. That's this. We give it a width of 320px. We give it a background color of hash 333 to set a dark gray background color for the calculator. So we give it a border radius of 15px to add a rounded corner to the calculator. Then we'll give it padding. We give it a padding of 5px to add spacing inside the calculator so its content doesn't touch the edges. Then we add the boss shadow to add a shadow around the calculator that's outside of the calculator, not inside. Okay, this is what we will have. This is the shadow it's showing. We're not done with them. We're not done with the styling. Then the next thing we're going to style here is, okay, we're going to style this results. We can also use ID to style in CSS, as long as this input field is only thing with the ID of results using the hashtag in front, which makes it an ID. We give the results, which is the input field, a width of 100%. Sorry, let's just make this 20 and see what we have. Okay, that's better. 20 is better. And then inside our input field, let's give it a padding of 5% of 5px, sorry. We give it a font size of 2rem. Make the border to be none. We don't need any border. And then outline none. Let's see what we're working on. Let's align the text to right. This text align right. We make whatever we're typing to start from the right hand side here. In order to add space between the input field and the button, we give it margin bottom of 20px to add space between the display area and the buttons. We give it a border radius of 10px to add a rounded corner to the edges of the display, which is the input field. We give it a background color of F9, F9, F9. The next thing we're going to be adding is, we're going to add inner shadow. So the one we added before was outer shadow. We give it a boss shadow of insets 0, 3px, 5px, and RGBA of 000 and transparency of 0.1. So let's style the button. No, not the button, actually. This is what we are supposed to style, the BTN container. We give it a margin left. So next we style the button using a button tag. So let's give it a width of 70%, 70 px, then height of the same 70 px, font size 1.5 rem. Now we have to give it some margin also to add spacing around the buttons. Margin of 10 px. Okay, so this calculator is taking 100% of the body because we didn't add a width to it. So let's add a width of 320 px to make the width smaller. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. Back to our button. We set the border to none. And this should be 15%. 15 px. Okay, 20 px. In order to round this button, I want my buttons round. I'm just going to use border radius of 50% to make it round. Alright, everything is gradually coming together. I'm going to set the cursor to pointer. So each time I bring the cursor here, it changes. It only changes once I bring it. Once I point the cursor on any of the buttons, it changes to a hand sign. Yeah. Let's start the clear class, the button with the clear class. Add the dots in front of it and then paste. We're just going to give it a background color of red, which is hash F 44336. Okay, there was a mistake in the HTML part. Those buttons here, the ones with number are supposed to have a number class, and the operators are supposed to have operators class. Since this video is going to be in chapters, I'm just going to pause the CSS parts and then go back to the HTML part to correct the mistake and then come back to continue. So we can now go back to our CSS and continue from where we stopped. Okay, the delete last, which is del, is going to have the same color as the clear button, which is C here. I'm just going to come here and add that. Use button.clear, button, which is a parent element, then button.delete class. Let's tell our operator class. We have button.operator. We set the background color to yellow. And then the next we're going to style is the number. We still have button.number class and set the background color to green. So we are left with one button, which is to button. So button.equal. I give it a background color, a light blue background color. I want the numbers, all the numbers and operator, not the background, just the numbers and operator. White. So I'm just going to go back to button and give it a color of white. Okay. So the last thing we are left to do is the hover. So if I hover on each of those buttons, I want the color to change. I'm going to give it a hover effect. Button.hover. Then we'll now set the background color to gray, to dark gray, so that whenever we hover on each button, the color changes. So yeah, that's all for CSS. We're going to move to JavaScript.